chicken balls, Chinese chicken balls, and sweet and sour sauce. I love a good chicken ball, don't you? And I'm not talking about, you know, those kind of balls. I'm talking about the ones you get in a takeaway here in the UK. They're just kind of like moist, tender bits of chicken, surrounded by that nice sort of crispy batter. And then it's served with this sweet and sour, delicious, luminous red sauce. And it's nice. But have you ever tried to make them from home and they just like turn out not the same? Yes, there's something missing because there's a secret ingredient and I'm going to tell you about it in a minute. But before we crack on, remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, then every time I upload, YouTube tells you about it. But yes, all the ingredients will be below in the description as per usual. But listen, the first job we need to do is to cut up our chicken. These freaking massive pterodactyl breasts. Let's do it. Right, so our chicken breasts then, or pterodactyl breasts. Look at the size of them. Bloody mutants. Look at that. You basically want like 600 grams of chicken breast, but these are massive, so they're about 300 grams each. What I'm going to do though is just kind of cut out this sort of bit in the middle. In the middle? Sort of on the edge. On the fat bit there. Because sometimes when you buy these, you get these sort of gristly bits, just sort of on that bit. I know what I mean. Look, see? Like that bit there. It's not very nice. You'll bite into it and it's going to be a bit chewy and a bit cack. And all I'm going to do is just dice it into sort of nice bite-sized pieces. You don't want too smaller pieces because they'll just dry out and won't be very pleasant. So nice mouth-sized pieces, kind of like that. Right, okay, so there's our chicken breast, nicely diced up. But what we need to do is season this up very, very simply. Just some salt and pepper. Let's go with some pepper first. Some salt. And now I'm going to introduce you to our secret ingredient. What you need to make excellent chicken balls. What is it? Drum roll, please. It's just MSG. It's what you need. It's the secret ingredient. Now, I can already hear people in the comments like, wow. This channel just strays further and further from God, doesn't it? But listen, right, MSG is fine. It's absolutely demonstrably fine to use. In all your favourite Chinese takeaways, I guarantee you, they use MSG. It just kind of gives everything an umami boost. So that's why when you have your Chinese chicken balls, they just taste more like chickeny and nicer. It's this, MSG. You don't need a lot, sprinkle it over. There we go. And literally all you need to do is get your hands in there and just smoosh it up, mix it up. Make sure all the chicken is evenly coated. Okay, so that's nicely mixed up, nicely seasoned. Now we can make the sweet and sour sauce. So the ingredients for the sauce then are pretty basic. It's a very simple sauce to make. Now there are lots of different ways on how to make this sauce, okay? I'm not saying mine's the best, but it's a tasty sauce. And really all we need to do is get all this stuff in a pan. Pineapple juice, all that stuff. Just not the corn flour mixture yet. We'll put that in at the end. So let's do it. So in we go then into the saucepan with our pineapple juice. Then in with the sugar, the ketchup and the star anise. Oh, the soy sauce, which I've also incidentally launched half of it over the kitchen worktop. And the vinegar as well. Then I'm going to get the heat on, he says, and just bring that to a gentle simmer so everything melts. I'm just going to kind of whisk it through. And I know like it looks like a lot of sugar and stuff, and that's because it is. But this is a treat, remember. Not going to have it every day. And after like a minute, once it starts to come to a simmer, I've got my cornstarch slurry here, which is just like 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch or corn flour, added with some water, just a little bit of water. And that's going to add thickness to our sauce. So I'm just going to mix that up again, get that straight in, mix that in. And as that simmers away, that corn flour is going to thicken that sauce up really nicely. And that's your sauce done, okay? How easy was that? But let's just give it a quick taste. It's also really hot. It's basically molten sugar. 1 second. It's a really good idea not to taste a burning hot molten sugar sauce. that's at flipping volcanic temperature, because it will burn your mouth. That was an experience, wasn't it, boys and girls? But yes, leave that on the back, nice and gently, just keep him warm, and that kind of star anise will infuse into the sauce and just make it lovely. And also the flavour of this sauce is a bit down to personal preference. If you want it a bit more sour, just add a touch more vinegar. If you want it a bit more sweet, just add some more sugar. Okay? It's your food. Do it how you like. But listen, the sauce is done, it's ready to go. Now we can make the batter and fry up this chicken into little chickeny balls of goodness. Let's go. Right, so the batter then for our chicken balls. It's so ridiculously easy. Got the self-raising flour. Going to season that up with some salt and pep. Just a pinch or so. Add the water. And we mix. We mix. We mix, mix, mix. You don't need to worry too much about loads of lumps because they will sort themselves out, okay? It's not too much of a problem. There you go. It should be like thick kind of wallpaper paste, glue, whatever you want to call it. Then we've got the chicken that we seasoned earlier. That goes in there. Mix it around in the batter. And we are now ready to fry after I've got rid of that. Okay, so it's danger time. I've got a pan of oil. Okay, it's vegetable oil, and I'm going to bring that to about 125 to 135 degrees C. Okay, so it's not like screaming hot, but it's hot. Enough to burn your face off and cause you some serious problems. So I'm going to go and get this onto a heat, and I'm going to give that a few minutes until it's up to temperature. I'm using a probe, but obviously if you've got a chip pan, it does it all for you. But be careful, for goodness sake. You don't want to lose your eyebrows. Or worse. Okay, so that oil is going up to 130. That is absolutely fine. Kind of drop these in. So just take them out, just kind of coat it in some of that batter, and just kind of drop them in one by one. Make sure they're nicely coated, but don't overcrowd the pan, because if you do that, they'll all kind of stick together. You'll lower the temperature too much, and they'll kind of go a bit soggy and a bit naff. I'm only going to do like a batch for myself, because this is enough for like 2 hungry people, and with the best will in the world, that's a lot of chicken, a lot of batter for one person, so I'll probably have the rest another day. But in all honesty, I've made this recipe like 3 times in the past week and a half, and I'm sick of it. I want something else to eat. And you can see them sort of frying away. I'm going to try and do this with one hand on the camera and one with this thing. It's called a spider, because you just kind of want to break them up a bit, just to stop them sticking together, and they'll take between 5 and 7 minutes to cook. You'll kind of hear through the cooking process a sort of fizzing sound. That's the water escaping from the chicken. That way you know the chicken's cooking through. But be careful with them, because you don't want them to go too dark. You just want a light golden brown colour. So if they look like they're starting to brown too quickly, just turn the heat down just a touch. And because these kind of float to the surface a bit as well, sometimes you might want to just kind of take the spider and just kind of flip them over, just sort of halfway through. But yeah, after about sort of 7 minutes or so, we'll see how these are getting on, and hopefully we'll be able to eat some. See you in a bit. Okay, so it's been about 7 minutes, and these puppies are done. And you can see, look how lovely and golden brown they are. So I'm going to put those onto some kitchen paper. You need to drain these off, okay, because you don't want like greasy balls. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes greasy balls. How easy was that? Chinese chicken balls. I've got a sweet and sour sauce there, which I'm just going to gently warm through. Don't want it stupidly screaming hot, because look what happened earlier. But listen, I'm going to wait for these to cool down a bit. I'll plate them up, and we can try them. Which I already know they're delicious, because I've had them 3 times in the past week. Look at these, hey? Let's do some chicken ball ASMR. Can you hear that? Can you hear how crispy they are? And because I'm nice to you, I'm going to show you what one looks like inside. Oh, listen to that. Now hopefully you can see, look, that the batter is not too thick around the edge. Sometimes when you get these in the takeaway, they're just too doughy, too heavy and thick. These are just kind of like a happy in between. They're still nice and crispy, but not too heavy. But enough talking, let's dive in. Obviously I'm going to have some of that sauce. Look at how lovely and glossy that sauce is. In we go. It's just like the takeaway. Really is. And it's the MSG that you're missing. If you've made these before and wondered why you can't get them the same, that's why. And that sauce is lovely and sweet and sour and delicious. And with that star anise in there, it just gives it that nice classic Chinese flavour. You can't have it, you know you can't have it. It's got his claw stuck in the carpet, look. Got your claw stuck? That's your own fault. Whoa, hey. knife and fork. So there we go. Chinese chicken balls, sweet and sour sauce from the takeaway, made by Adam, made by me. But listen, that's enough for 2 hungry people on its own. But if you're having it with other stuff, you know, if you're kind of making a Chinese banquet, you know, that's enough for like 4 people easy. But listen, that wasn't very hard, was it? In fact, it was stupidly easy. As long as you don't burn yourself on the oil and taste nuclear hot flipping sweet and sour sauce straight from the pan, you'll be fine. But then again, you're not an idiot like me, are you? That goes without question. But anyway, I'm gonna love Anivia. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then stick a like on it. Share it across your social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, all those things. And leave a comment down below. Did you enjoy my chicken balls and sweet and sour sauce? So yes, thanks again for watching. I'm gonna go. I'll see you on the next one. And bye for now. The world could be vastly improved with more MSG on everything. Shall I put MSG on you? Then maybe be better behaved. And well, don't run away from me. I'm come to give you a fuss. Why are you running away? I've not done anything wrong.